Daybreak on Planet Radio has got everything you need to start your day right. We get you up in the right mood, we ensure you are fit, we entertain, and we keep you informed on what's happening around you. Your morning certainly isn't complete if you don't start things off with Daybreak on Planet. Let us revolve around you.
Ideas can be life-changing. Sometimes all you need to open the door is just one more good idea, and they usually show up when you least expect them. Planet Radio, an indigenous radio station, came alive when people least expected it. The first ever private indigenous radio station in the great state of Akwa Ibom. Planet Radio is poised to revolutionize radio broadcasting in the Akwa Cross region as an alternative platform of communication, propelling diversity in its wake. Planet Radio is set to nurture original, dynamic, and entertaining approaches to program making with audience satisfaction in mind. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, revolving around you.
So many times, so you can't forget. And they made you cry so many times, so you still regret. To make enemies wasn't the goal, but you lost your friends long time ago. I'm just here to let you know that it's time to let it go. If true peace is what you want, and if long life is what you need, I'm just here to let you know that it's time to let it go. Please forgive. Onye jimadu jipumea. Please forgive. Onye jimadu jipumea. Please forgive. Onye jimadu jipumea. Please forgive. If you hold person, you hold yourself too. So many times, so you can't forget. And you gave a second chance again, oh, but you regret. To make enemies wasn't the goal, but you lost your friends long time ago. I'm just here to let you know that it's time to let it go. If true peace is what you want, and if long life is what you need, then I'm just here to let you know maybe you should let it go. Please forgive. Please forgive. Please forgive. Please forgive. If you hold back sin, you hold yourself too highly. Oh, highly. Forgive. Oh, highly. Forgive. Oh, highly. Forgive. Oh, highly. Forgive. Oh, highly. Oh, highly. Oh, highly.
As we get into this particular new month, the month of August 2025, it is important for us to remember that so many things accompany a new month. So many things, from resolutions to decision making to program planning to even life planning to even a lot of things come alongside with a new month or a new year. It's not just about getting into that new month and just surviving it. You have to be intentional about it as well. And this morning we are listening listening to a song by Chike that talks about forgiveness. Don't you think it's high time you put that incident behind you? Don't you put it's high time that you sit face to face with your problem, sit face to face with that thing that has dragged you all the way from January to this point, or even anytime, sometime in the year, that has dragged you up until the month of August? Don't you think that it is time to sit down with whatever that issue is and take it away from your chest moving forward, so you can make room for things that are more important? In this month of August, as much as we know that we're going to achieve a lot, we're also going to be praying for the heart to be able to forgive and let things go, because when you do not forgive and let things go, it actually does not create room for positivity that much. It doesn't create room for creativity. It creates room for animosity, for hatred, for vengeance. It creates rooms for all the negative things that never takes you to the next place. But when you make your mind open up to the positive things of life, irrespective of what anyone has done to you, I usually have this mindset that because I'm a sinner, because I've sinned against other people, or because I have generally sinned against God, no matter what other people do, I'll still be the same with them in the presence of God. Because no matter how much I have sinned, I go to God and ask for forgiveness, and then I begin to lay my request to Him. He comes through for me. He calls me His own despite all of my sins. So what makes me feel like the next person is not the same thing for the next person? His grace is sufficient to whoever it is that He chooses. So I can't even be the one to say, God, don't favor this person, don't give this person any sort of grace. Someone might hurt you so bad, but they are favorable in the eyes of God. Yes, what they've done is wrong, and definitely there are punishments for sin, and I feel like the person is going to come with theirs too, but it doesn't actually make it better for you. It doesn't in any way say that, okay, we're going to punish this person and not allow this person to reach their full potential because of what they did to you. So God is a merciful God. If God can forgive me for my own sins, why won't God forgive that person for their own sins? So I do hope that you can let this out of your mind this morning and make room for the month of August to come with all the positive energy that it already has within. Good morning and happy new month. Okay, I think that should come with a round of applause. Happy new month and good morning. Good morning. Okay, see, I don't know about you. I honestly don't know about you, but for me, I have a very high energy for the month of August. I just feel, I know it in my heart of hearts, that August is going to be the month where things are going to have a turnaround for me, where my blessings shall overflow, where God will come through. Like, there's just so much point you have in place. Start processing it, because it's going to be answered, and that is from God Almighty, who has said that He's going to do whatever it is that we ask of Him. It might be delayed, but it can never be denied. If He says no, then He has something bigger waiting for us. So trust in God this morning. Have so much faith, because sometimes what keeps you apart from achieving your goals is actually not because there is no answer from God, but because there is fear that has been activated in the place of faith. There is worry that has been activated in the place of faith. So in those places of worry today, those places of fear today, I tell you, my dear, put in faith in God and see the abundance that is going to bring forth for you. Even if the world is crumbling and everything is falling shattered, trust that God will not allow a pin to touch your body. God will not allow anything to happen to you. Guess what? Because you are His child. That is actually how to go this morning. And yes, away from all of that, I'll give you a rundown of our broadcast today. It's Friday, the 1st of August is Friday, so therefore we'll bring to you the Kiddy Show at 6:30 a.m. We'll bring to you as well the World News at 7 a.m. Planet Sports Crew we here at 7:30 a.m. The newspaper review will return at 8 a.m. and the People's Parliament at 8:30 all the way to 10 a.m. Fully packed with amazing broadcasts for you. This week that we're getting into, we are marking International Breastfeeding Week. So we are remembering all breastfeeding mothers, and there's so much awareness that will be created for breastfeeding mothers in the next 1 week. So that is one of the international celebrations that we are marking in this week. And another one that we're marking today is International Girlfriend Day. This one is problem because a lot of you are not girlfriends, but it's okay. If you have a girlfriend in your life, you just really need to show them some sort of love today. it's International Girlfriend Day. So if you've backed yourself the girlfriend of the year, do well to give them a beautiful gift to remind them that you appreciate all that they are as your girlfriend. And this extends to your wife as well. Your wife is forever your girlfriend. So don't say, oh, I'm married to her already, I don't owe her any girlfriend gifts. That's not true. That is not true. For me, I've already received girlfriend gifts for my friends. My friends sent me a huge package yesterday. My girlfriend, this is so good. Me thinking I was not going to receive any gift on Girlfriend's Day. Look at me. I have received it now. So yes, you should actually please go ahead. You should celebrate your girlfriends today. Take them out on a fancy dinner date, or buy them something beautiful, something very intentional, but celebrate and work on planet. It's going to be a blast on the show this morning, and I hope that you're ready for all the blessings that will come with being on the show with me today. I'm leaving you now to enjoy good music, of course, and we will be back at 6:30 for the Kiddies show. Today is Friday's edition, therefore storytelling. So if you know you're far away from a device, you listening children, come close. Call your family and friends to come close and listen to the amazing story I will be bringing to your ears. Alright, as you might have already figured out, Fat Joe, Remy Ma, and French Montana have come up with a song All the Way Up, and this is the better way to start the morning with a song All the Way Up. And I really wish you all the best as we all go the way up. Enjoy.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want, shorty, what you need. My niggas run the game, we ain't never leave. Counting up this money, we ain't never sleep. You got V12, I got 12 V's. Got bottles, got I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. For my niggas with Bentley coupes and Rolexes, kicked the bitch out the room and gave her no breakfast. Had to stash the jewels, these just so reckless. Keep my on cruise, I'm talking naughty uptown, showing off for new things. Couldn't take it all, so I gave her chain. She called me top shotter, yeah, I keep a few tings. Champion sound, yeah, I got a few rings. And I'm all the way up, and you can stay up. And if you ask anybody where I live, they point to the hills and say, go all the way up. Go all the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Just left the big house to a bigger house. Ain't have a girlfriend, but the bitch is out. Chanel croc bag, they ain't even out. With the gold chains, Himalayan Birkin, cocaine lit it up. Pop, I hit him up, I'm talking color money. Purple yin and blue germ, I got brown lira. I ain't talking about Ross, bitch, I'm that nigga on Viagra. That means I'm all the way up, and you can stay up. P.O. say I can't get high, hop in the helicopter, Uber instead. Go all the way up. Go all the way up.
I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want, shorty, what you need. My niggas run the game, we ain't never leave. Counting up this money, we ain't never sleep. You got V12, I got 12 V's. Got bottles, got I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. I'm all the way up. 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 Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Planet 101.1, revolving around you.
my leg. Bye, ile boy now, ile boy now. I don't wanna live my life for you, live my life for you. All over the news, all over the news. Only God and I know the kind of thing I do, the kind of thing we do. Man, I thank God I got the lead. Say God no ungodly. Oluwa ain't comforting me when these people they come body me. Man, I thank God I got the lead. Say God no ungodly. Oluwa ain't comforting me when these people they come body me. It's why I die sometimes. A little Henny and ice. Kafiti could do my mind. Take a live this life. Oh my leg, oh kill it boy no. Make I play you my cassette you. Anything you sell is a market you. Try to they look from my aspect you. They loud I'm at the handset you. Me I know fi drag it shine. Oluwa I be my country down. Me I know they try to connect the lights. I just want Charlie boy day, make Charlie boy day. Man I thank God I got the lead. Say God no got the lead. Oluwa I ain't comforting me when these people they come body me. Man I thank God I got the lead. Say God no got the lead. Oluwa I ain't comforting me when these people they come body me. That's why I die sometimes. A little Henny and ice. Kafiti cool my mind. I just want to live this life.
Information and entertainment make a good collabo on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
Hey kids, guess what? The Kiddies Show is making a mega comeback and it is better than ever. Get ready for more fun, more excitement, and loads of jaw-dropping gifts up for grabs.
Quit joking around! Come on in! Let's get this party started!
Tune in every weekday, Monday to Friday from to 6:30 a.m. Planet Radio 101.1 FM and get yourselves ready for mind-blowing games and stand the chance to win awesome prizes on the show. So mark your calendars, set your alarms and get ready for the Kiddies Show on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, which is here to make learning the coolest adventure ever.
What can I say except you're welcome for the tides, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome.
Beep, beep!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mommy duck said quack, 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 but only 4 little ducks came back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no! 1 little duck is missing. 4 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mommy duck said quack, 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 but only 3 little ducks came back. 1, 2, 2, 3. Oh dear, 2 baby ducks are missing. 3 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mommy duck said quack, 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 but only 2 little ducks came back. 1, 2. Only 2 baby ducks came back? 2 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mommy duck said quack, 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 but only 1 little duck came back.
Okay, my kids, I hope we're doing great this morning. It's Friday, and not just is it Friday, it's the first day of August 2025. Look at us, we've made it this far. Come on, clap yourself, it's my darling. You have made it this far. You are officially on your long vacation. How does that make you feel, though? How does that make you feel? You know, there's this irony that happens with us, right? When you are in school, you tend to miss home a lot. Like, you want to go home so bad. Like, I miss home. You cry, you shed tears, you feel a certain way about going home. But the minute you go home and spend maybe a week or sometimes few days, you automatically miss school back. You just want your friends now. You miss hostel, gist, you miss your friends in school. And even those who are not staying in the hostel, you just miss your classmates. You miss going to school in the morning. You just miss that life that you've been doing before you went on your holidays. Does it happen with you? Because I feel like it happens with me a lot when I was much younger and, of course, going to school. And it's just the irony of life that we can never really be able to explain. I think it has something to do with adapting to your environment. So when you are no longer in that environment or space that you've adapted to, you feel the need to miss it. Yeah, you feel the need to miss it. Anyways, I don't know how you're feeling this morning, but top of that feeling should be the excitement of getting into the new month of August. Do you know what this means, actually? That we're getting closer to the most beautiful time of the year, and that is Christmas. I love Christmas so much. Like, it makes me have this baby childish feeling, and I hope it does for you as well. Welcome to the Kiddies Show on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, the station that revolves around you. Hope you're having a great morning with your family. It's time for us to learn something off the Kiddies Show. Now, it's Friday's edition, so we bring to you our Friday storytelling. This storytelling has moral at the end of the day, so you just have to, some of the morals are very obvious, some are not that obvious, so all you have to do is pick up what moral you have taken out of the story, and you tell me about it via the phone lines that I will be calling out for you today. So yeah, the phone lines are available, but not immediately. I would have to tell you the story first before I read out the phone lines for you. Until then, my name is Vera Philip, and I am your host for the Kiddies Show. Let's get straight to business. So this particular story is one that is very touching, one that you can all relate to. The Broken Crayon, that is the name of this movie, The Broken Crayon. Once upon a time, in a happy classroom, they were full of cheers and noisy fun because there are children obviously playing here and there. There was a boy, his name was Toby. Toby loved to draw. He had a red crayon that he really liked using. He called it Ruby. Ruby was his best crayon ever, always bright and always first from the box. So one day during art time, Toby got up to pick something, and then his friend Ada didn't know he was using the chair and sat down there. So while he stood up to get something, his friend Ada came and sat on that chair without knowing that Toby was the one who was originally on the chair. Ruby broke into two. That's the crayon that was on that chair broke into two. And Toby shouted, "Oh no, not my crayon." Ada's eyes got really big. She was shocked. "I didn't see it. I'm really sorry, Toby." Toby felt angry. He didn't want to talk to Ada. He didn't even feel like drawing anymore. He was sad. So sad. Later that day, their teacher, Miss Blessing, showed the children something. She held a broken red crayon in her hand and drew a big heart on the board with it. "Look," she said with a smile, Even though this crayon is broken, it can still make something really nice. Toby looked at Ruby, the crayon, then at Ada, then at the big red hat on the board. He walked slowly to Ada and said, "It's okay, Ada. I forgive you." Ada smiled big. "Thank you, Toby. You're really kind." Miss Blessing, after seeing this, was very proud of Toby. So later that afternoon, she gave him a small gift, a brand new box of crayons with extra colors inside. Toby was so happy. He turned to Ada and said, "Let's go draw something together." From that day on, they shared their crayons, their smiles, and even their friendship, and their drawings were even more beautiful than it ever was. Okay, so there we have it, the beautiful story about a broken crayon, and I'm going to just simplify it again. It talks about a boy called Toby who really loved to draw and paint, and then Ada, his friend. Unfortunately, when he stood up from his seat in class to get something from his bag or maybe anywhere else, Ada came unknowingly to Ada that Toby was already seated on that chair. She went in to sit on the chair, and then in the process she broke the crayon. So after breaking Toby's favorite crayon, he called Ruby. Toby was angry. Toby refused to talk to Ada despite all the apologies that Ada threw his way. He refused to reply. Their teacher, Miss Blessing, just sat on her table and observed all that was going on. And then after seeing everything, she decided to take the crayon and then draw a very beautiful heart shape on the wall. After doing that, she called on them in class and said, "Look, this crayon is broken, but it can definitely draw something beautiful. So I need you to know that something beautiful can still be drawn from broken pieces." After Toby saw that, he looked at the drawing, looked at his teacher, he looked at Ada. It was in that moment that he realized that, okay, maybe I am just overreacting. Maybe it's okay for the crayon to be broken. And so he went straight up to Ada, hugged Ada, and said, "You know what? I forgive you. I am sorry for ever acting out of character." And Ada smiled because she was so expecting. She so needed this, forgiveness from Toby. They both hugged it out and decided to continue being friends. Their teacher saw how beautiful that was and went ahead to buy Toby a full box of crayon with even extra colors. This made Toby so happy. It was more like a reward for forgiveness. And Toby now called on Ada and said, "Let's go and draw together." It is one of the most beautiful things when you forgive someone. Your heart is pure and you make room for a relationship. You make room for friendship to exist between the both of you out of your pure heartedness. Alright, that's the story this morning. Let's open the phone lines and expect your call in. I can already see your calls coming in. Let's do this again. 0902-223-1011, 0902-223-1011, or 0806-804-5443, 0806-804-5443. Hello, good morning.
Hello, it's a very good morning.
Morning, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and you?
I'm doing fine, thank you for asking. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Grateful Fan. I'm calling from Ikole.
Grateful, welcome my love, my graduate. Welcome. Please go ahead and give me what the moral of the story has been for you.
The moral of the story is it's good to be kind to one another, and it's good to forgive.
Alright, thank you so much. It's definitely good to be kind to others and also really good to forgive. That is coming from Grateful's desk. Thank you, Grateful. Moving forward, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Rejoice, is that you? Good morning.
It's Precious.
Precious, welcome my darling. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine.
All right, please talk to me. What is the moral you've taken out of this story?
It's good to forgive.
It's definitely good to forgive. Thank you so much, Precious. It is good to forgive. I love this. I love this. I love this. A round of applause. It's definitely good to forgive. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, do all to call us back if you can. There is still time. Okay, so let's take a dive into what our morals of this story has been. However, I'm opening the phone lines again for you to participate. It's 0902-223-1011, 0902-223-1011, or 0806-804-5443. All right, let's see. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, there seems to be issue with the network. Hello, good morning. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine.
All right, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ubonabasi.
Ubonabasi.
Yes.
All right, welcome, Ubonabasi. Please go ahead. What did you take out of this story?
I learned that we should forgive one another.
We should forgive one another. Thank you, thank you. Is that all? Is that all you learned?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Ubonabasi. You're absolutely correct. Let us learn to forgive one another. It is very important, especially as children. We have to learn from childhood to forgive one another, not to hold grudges. So there are a few lessons to take out of this aside forgiveness. I get it that forgiveness is the first, but also inside forgiveness actually makes friendship stronger. So as you all get older, as you make friends, some of the friends you have now at your young age are friends you make forever, friends that will stay forever. But trust me, not all of them. Maybe one or two or three, of the friends you have now will be the friends you make for a lifetime. So forgiveness makes friendship stronger. Even when someone makes a mistake, forgiving them helps you both feel better and stay close. So when you learn to forgive, it gives you the ability to be close to this person, to let your heart out to this person. Because guess what? You really do need people in this life. Not that you should be a people pleaser, but at the same time, it should be easy to forgive, just so that there's nothing in your heart and you can be free with everyone as much as you can. Accidents also can happen. It doesn't mean someone means to hurt you. So some of you, one of your friends have mistakenly broken your crayon or your pencil or tore your school bag, and then you get mad at them, you get angry at them, you're so angry and you refuse to listen to what they have to say, you refuse to forgive them. That is not how to behave. That is a mistake. And I know that sometimes it might get you in trouble with mommy and daddy. Explain to mommy and daddy what happened, that it wasn't you who did it wrong, it wasn't you who tore your school bag, it was a friend friend of yours who did that, and just solve the problem that way. You don't always have to, get angry with your friends. And parents, this is where we come in as well. Let's try to give our children more grace. If they spoiled something in school or while playing with their friends, let's ask more questions. Who spoiled it? How did it get spoiled? Sometimes it might not be them, and it could be a friend of theirs or their fellow children, and they just don't know how to say it because they're already scared of what's going to happen now that they've gotten home. Also, even broken things and people can still do great things. So that crayon that was broken could still draw. And let's bring it to people. Broken people can always still do great things. You don't have to always limit yourself. Kindness often brings unexpected rewards. Toby's kind heart was noticed by the teacher, who rewarded him, showing that good deeds won't go unseen. So you might not be rewarded today for the good that you've done to somebody, but you're sowing a seed for reward when it will be most needed. So keep going, keep being kind to people, be considerate towards other people, and see where that leads you. Saying sorry takes courage, and forgiving takes strength. So this is to tell you to actually say sorry when you've wronged someone. Learn to say sorry. If Ada didn't say sorry to Toby wouldn't have felt the need to forgive Ada. So when you wrong someone, do well to always tell them sorry, irrespective of how they behave. When they are angry at you or disappointed at you, do well to tell them sorry. Sharing is caring. So when you have your own things, do well to share it with your friends as well. Being angry is okay, but don't stay angry for too long. So don't hate on your friend for 2 days or 3 days because they've done something wrong to you. Do well to forgive them and move away from it. Your best friend may hurt you sometimes, but love means trying again. So there is no way on this earth that you being friends, even your own blood relatives, annoy you. Your parents might even annoy you, your siblings might annoy you, but you love them regardless, and you always ride with them regardless. The same thing with friendships. Give some grace to your friendships, and all that. What matters most is how we treat others. So minus the broken crayon, if Toby had maybe gone overboard with Ada, that would have been a different story, but he tried his best to control his emotions and not act out of character. So how we treat other people is very important. Let us learn to treat other people the way we would want to be treated. Okay, thank you for being a part of the Kiddie Show this morning. It's been an amazing time that we've had, and we've learned so much from this show. I hope that you can join me again next week on Monday's edition of the Kiddie Show. Until then, my name is Vera Philip, and yes, I'll have you next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Information and entertainment make a good collabo on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
Putting all your lights on, now you putting all your lights on. Just me, 'cause I'm afraid of everything. Putting all your lights on, now you putting all your lights on. It could be, maybe you're afraid of me. Sometimes
make a good collabo on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
It's on Super Sport.
Every football league, every cup competition.
It's on Super Sport.
Every save, every dribble and tackle.
That is the hat-trick.
Yes, sir. It's on for every home. Quick, buy a limited offer GoTV decoder today for only 9,000 naira. Make you follow enjoy Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, and plenty others.
Every.
It's on Super Sport.
GoTV. Love it.
I bought a castle in France and it's the same one I built in the sand for you when I was 2. I thought I painted a picture of heaven, but it turns out it's just your room, just your room. I run off the end of the earth just to see if you'd catch me when I know you let me fall every time. All I do is wish that I could change myself, but wish that I could change my heart. All I do is wait around and hate myself. Oh, I hate the way I need to be loved by you. I wish that I could change myself, but wish that I could change my heart. All I do is wait around and hate myself. Oh, I hate the way I need to be loved by you.
The only thing that you and me was chasing, the kind of loving that they couldn't play with. You know my loving is an everyday thing, baby. It will be in different places, texting the message and talking crazy. When I'm with you, I feel like it's a daydream. That's how I know that you would always be my baby.
All I do is wish that I could change myself, but wish that I could change my heart. All I do is wait around and hate myself. Oh, I hate the way I need to be loved by you. I wish that I could change myself. I wish that I could change my heart. All I do is wait around and hate myself. Oh, I hate the way I need to be loved by you. I walked 1,000 miles. I've opened every door. It's not enough. It's still your love I'm always looking for. It's just the way I'm wired. Whether I'm wrong or right, I've only got one thing on my mind. I need to be loved by you.
My baby, you know Sunday or Wendy, you coming like Onyeka or Wendy, and if you give, I could take you, oh, shake you. I still they stop in your case, you cannot go make a mistake, you, and if you leave, I could praise you. I've been a setup, you don't do your booty, now your body better. I no go live a never make a no regret. Every day different palava. The other day when I jam Natasha, just say I give Lala day banana. Wanna be me to a more na. One time for my baby, you. You know Sunday or Wendy, you coming like Onyeka or Wendy. And if you give, I could take you, oh, shake you. I still they start in your case, you cannot go make a mistake, you. And if you leave, I could praise you, because you be my order. I put something for your hands, you give me some another. You gon' be my baby mama. I will push and go. Show more, I say body to turn. She don't say nothing when I do it for my turn. And then they catch you cool and I they see I'm a turn. Your body make me strong, I'm feeling like Jackie Chan. But if you use me, shine, I no go pick your car. So make you no go tell me at all. I say my baby, you know Sunday or Wendy, you coming like Onyeka or Wendy. And if you give, I go take you, oh, shake you. I still dey stop your case you. You cannot go make a mistake you. And if you leave, I go press you, press you, press you, press you, press you.
Information and entertainment make a good collabo on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
The whole Keke was under bondage.
According to how it was happening, the Keke rider backed two people at the two sides in front of the Keke.
I will confuse them to come to the market.
Congratulations to the media. You have done incredible work.
In 10 days, it will show you what it does.
The Senate observed that PPP has consistently engaged in underhanding.
When your brother is producing something and you patronizing your brother.
Listen to Planet 101.1 FM News at 7 a.m., 12 noon and 5 p.m. with our news in special English at 2:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, evolving around you.
It's the news at 7 and in the news. President Bola Tinubu swears in Uzo Kalu as National Assembly Service Commissioner. Federal Executive Council approves 68.7 billion naira for power projects in universities, hospitals, rural communities. National Orientation Agency cautions Nigerians against misusing U.S. visas. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump postpones higher tariffs on Mexico as other countries try to reach deals before deadline. And sports, Zanzibar hold home Eagles down to 2-2 draw in Pre-Chan 2024 friendly. Details coming up shortly. Do stay tuned. Good morning and happy new month. Welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Uyu, I am Vera Philip. We begin this morning from the national scene where President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Uzo Kalu as a member of the National Assembly Service Commission. The swearing-in, which was held in the council chambers of the State House Abuja, was immediately followed by the Federal Executive Council presided over by President Tinubu. Recall that President Tinubu on May 5th swore in the chairman of the National Assembly Service Commission, Dr. Saviour Inyekere, and 12 other commissioners. Uzo Kalu represented Aba North, Aba South Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives during the 5th National Assembly in 2003 to 2007 on the platform of the Alliance for Democracy. Present at the council meeting were Vice President Kashim Shettima, Chief of Staff to the President Femi Gbajabiamila, National Security Advisor NSA Nuhu Ribadu, Head of the Civil Service of the Federation Dr. Didi Wilson Jack, Permanent Secretary, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mason Imabong, among others. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has tasked the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau with accelerating accident and incident investigations to prevent loss of life and boost the economy. The president said accidents and all modes of transportation claim lives, hinder economic growth, and erode public trust, while hinting at establishing an interministerial task force to track and enforce safety recommendations to ensure accountability at every level. Tinubu also said that collaboration was not an option but essential, as all modes of transportation are interconnected. The president, who was represented by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo, disclosed this in Abuja at a multi-modal transportation stakeholders workshop organized by the NSIB. He, however, noted that compliance with the safety recommendations was critical to ensure safety. Away from that, the Federal Executive Council has approved contracts worth 68.7 billion naira for two major electricity projects aimed at delivering stable and sustainable power to universities, teaching hospitals, and rural communities across the country. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu disclosed this while briefing journalists at the State House Abuja after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu. Adelabu said the approvals underline the Tinubu's administration's commitment to transforming the power sector and providing critical public institutions with reliable electricity. The minister noted that the lack of dependable power has reached a crisis level in some institutions, resulting in blackouts and, in some cases, industrial action, adding that the new funding will complement earlier World Bank supported efforts to bring clean energy to campuses. To our next report, in its continued efforts to ensure the safety and dignified return of Nigerian migrants, the National Emergency Management Agency has received 139 Nigerian returnees from Agadez, Niger Republic. The returnees arrived at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport in Kano aboard a Sky Mali flight which landed yesterday at approximately 7:57 p.m. NEMA made this known on its official X account. According to NEMA's Kano Operations Office, the returnees comprised 22 male adults, 52 female adults, 33 male children, and 32 female children. To a separate development, the National Orientation Agency has urged Nigerians to make responsible and lawful use of U.S. visas, warning that misuse could lead to revocation, deportation, or even lifetime travel bans. A statement by the Director General of NOA, Lamri Onilu, advised citizens to strictly adhere to the purpose and classification of their U.S. visas. A statement signed by the NOA's Director of Communication and Media, Baram Musa, emphasized that U.S. authorities maintain ongoing surveillance of visa holders even after they have entered the country. Onilu, who also reminded travelers to declare any excess cash above the U.S. permitted threshold at the airport and avoid carrying contraband items, while cautioning against visa overstays. He stressed that such violations could jeopardize future travel opportunities for all Nigerians. In another development, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, the NNPCL, says they are working to ensure that Nigerians enjoy a 50% discount on the cost of converting the vehicles to run on compressed natural gas, CNG. Executive Vice President Gas at NNPCL, Lekan Ogulonye, made the disclosure during an investigative hearing by the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on the implementation of the CNG policy in Abuja. Ogunloye revealed that NNPCL has appointed a focal person to coordinate with investors interested in gas conversion and emphasized the company's support for private sector involvement, noting that critical infrastructure for the CNG rollout is already in place. He praised the administration of President Bola Tinubu for reviving the CNG initiative, which he said had previously failed on the past efforts. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, who declared the investigative hearing open, said that the CNG policy is a key component of Nigeria's energy transition agenda. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. We'll take a breather now and bring you more stories from foreign sports and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
Bringing you news stories.
I will say
We have to continue.
Indeed, tactile advancement.
Music, sport, and so much more. Planet 101.1.
you've got the whole idea.
Thanks for staying with us. Now to the foreign scene. U.S. President Donald Trump has posed at putting higher tariffs on Mexico for another 90 days as other countries try to secure a deal before the midnight deadline. Recall that Trump announced his tariff plan in April, sending chaos that is rippling through the world economy. However, he posed it so that countries could negotiate new trade deals. According to reports, many nations do not yet have a deal with the U.S. but will face steep tariff raised from today for as high as 50% for Brazil. The UK and the EU are among those who have made deals with the US. Meanwhile, companies that bring foreign goods into the US will have to pay the taxes to the government, and according to experts, these companies may pass costs on to consumers. And out to sports, the home-based Super Eagles were held to a 2-2 draw by Zanzibar in a pre-2024 African Nations Championship friendly. Nigeria led 2-0 at halftime through goals from Nasarawa United striker Nas Yusuf and Adedayo Olamilekan. Zanzibar, however, fought back after the break to earn a share of the spoils. Recall that Zanzibar and Nigeria battled a 0-0 draw in their first friendly on Monday, as the home Eagles will now shift attention to their first game at the CHAN 2024 finals against defending champions Senegal. The Group D encounter will be held at the Aman Stadium, Zanzibar, next week Tuesday. On a statement scene, celebrated children's author Alan Halberg has died aged 87, according to his publisher Bengun Random House. Fellow children's author Michael Rosen on X described Halberg as a pioneer of great children's literature. Halberg is survived by his wife Vanessa, daughter Jessica, and stepdaughters Zaskia and Johanna. Meanwhile, he wrote 150 books over a career which spanned more than 5 decades. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, but before we go, a recap of the major stories. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sworn in Uzo Kalu as a member of the National Assembly Service Commission. The Federal Executive Council has approved contracts worth 68.7 billion naira for 2 major electricity projects aimed at delivering stable and sustainable power to universities, teaching hospitals, and rural communities across the country. The National Orientation Agency has urged Nigerians to make responsible and lawful use of U.S. visas, warning that misuse could lead to revocation, deportation, or even lifetime travel bans. On the foreign scene, we told you that U.S. President Donald Trump has posed putting higher tariffs on Mexico for another 90 days as other countries try to secure a deal before the midnight deadline. The sports reported that the home-based Super Eagles were held to a 2-2 draw by Zanzibar in a pre-2024 African Nations Champions friendly. For comments and coverage of any newsworthy events, call the newsroom on 0701 896 8395. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at planet_101fm. Also like our Facebook page at Planet 101 FM Uyo. The news was edited by Wangfon Walder and Jane Owa. As we end the news, awareness is the first line of defense. Know your surroundings, your security and community. I am Vera Philip. Good morning and happy new month.
It's simple. We lead, they follow. Planet 101.1 FM. That's just who we are.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Run, run, run to the mountain. Jesus is the mountain. Tomorrow may be too late. Why not run, run, run to the mountain? My dear brother and sister, believe it or not, heaven is real and Jesus Christ is coming very soon. Are you ready or doubting? Please stop procrastinating and get ready. Remember, evangelism is every man's business. Proverbs 11 verse 30 says, "He that winneth souls is wise." Let's do it together. Thanks and God bless you.
What shall be my profit if I gain all the world? Gain all the world. What shall be my profit, oh, if I gain all the world and lose my soul?
Sponsored by Common Friends for Christ Initiative.
Very well might be too late.
They are bold, they are smart, and they are unapologetically real. They are changing the game.
We're still young, young. You don't have to be the one. Even though I lacked in love. I know that you touched the crush.
Welcome to Gen Z's Corner, your weekly dose of trends, talk, and truth, from viral culture to deep social conversations, fashion, mental health, relationships, and everything in between. This is where Gen Z's connects. Tune in every Saturday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. only on Planet 101.1 FM. Gen Z's Corner. Let's talk about it.
First I wasn't sure. I kinda love it.
Being tuned to a TV is not enough, but being tuned to one that gives you a plethora of different contents to suit your need is what matters. Discount your decoder now on frequency 12589, symbol rate 26250, polarization horizontal, and connect to Spectrum TV. You can also connect us on our social media platforms at spectrumtvlive.ng. For more inquiries, call 0704 158 5642 or 0704-541-7707. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
This is Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Please listen to this announcement. Do you know that it is your right to have access to quality broadcasting? For queries regarding any of our programs or content, write to the Compliance Officer, Planet 101.1 FM, 2 Taft Plaza Close, off Akaitinan Road, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, or the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, Uyo Zonal Office, 15 Information Layout, Akau Fort, off IBB Way, Akwa Ibom State. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, revolving around you.
Stakeholders' engagement is not only the distinctive feature of true democracy, but the essence of a common people-focused leadership and governance.
We don't need this palliative, honestly. We need something tangible that will affect the life of our wife or my life, fuel price, electricity, which people will use it and make their money.
The greatest coming together is the gathering where the common people and elite meet minds, devoid of biases and divisive sentiments.
This is the situation we found ourselves. We've been on this issue, crying, calling on the government to take a decisive action.
A gathering where respect for the sanctity of the rights of all people, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, culture, socio-economic and political affiliation is guaranteed and justly protected.
We are told that the rate at which Nigerians are being kidnapped on a daily basis has become a commodity to be kidnapped and traded for influence with the payment of ransom.
In this era whereby government or 1 or 2, 3 people will just sit down somewhere and compile a list, before you know they wake up tomorrow from your sleep and you hear that this social person is now your local government chairman, this one is now your councillor, without any good track record.
Join the people, be part of power setting experience where the governed and those in governance and leadership meet minds for our shared prosperity.
I went down with you yesterday, even the road that leads to your studio.
Don't forget the first civilian governor after the ceremony was against the Duke syndrome. People who lead on, they should change their mind, know that the God that created every human.
Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. The People's Parliament on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Hashtag the people's last hope to be heard. Government succeeds only by feeling the pulse of the people.
Bird Sky on the beat.
Say 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 for the shorty. Now I don't blow. 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 for the shorty. Now I don't blow. 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 for the shorty. Now I don't blow. 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
She told my love that love. She talks out the coco. She want know the coco. Yeah, but I want to give you some love. She talks out the coco. She still want know the coco. Yeah, if money no day, now wait till she get up. She tell me say she got run away. She got run very far away. Yeah, as the rubber got there, the baby gone the bell. See the baby don't come again. You don't forget back in the days. I've been there beg you to try. Reason with me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow. I be you one make a die. It not easy for me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow.
Say 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 for the shorty. Now I don't blow. 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 for the shorty. Now I don't blow. Say 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 for the shorty. Now I don't blow. 1 for the money, 2 for the dough, 3 for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
You see this life, no be so. I remember the month of December. No loving, no caring, no tender. You rejected my love cause I was broke. I've been the enter Okada. For me to matter straight to Alaba. How I wish, say, you believe me. Back then in Bagwalada, those days in Union Abuja. You insist, hey, you don't need me. Girl, I try everything to spend my life with you. Yeah, I've been there beg you to try. Reason with me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow. I be you one make a die. It not easy for me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow.
Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
If money not there, now wait till she get oh. Now so she say she go run away. She go run very far away. As the rubber done day, the baby come the bell. See the baby don't come again. You don't forget back in the days. I've been they beg you to try. Reason with me. If I don't get today, I go get up tomorrow. I be you want make a die. It no easy for me. If I don't get today, I go get up tomorrow. I've been they beg you to try. Reason with me. If I don't get today, I go get up tomorrow. I be you want make a die. It no easy for me. If I don't get today, I go get up tomorrow.
Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
I know you're looking at me. You watch me like TV. You're looking at me 3 times in a row. If you want to say hello, just say hello. I think you look so pretty. You look like spaghetti. Like you are needing some love. I don't know, but I've seen that look before. And if you don't say hello, I will say hello. Nakupenda, nakupenda. Nakupenda, nakupenda. Oh my baby, so my God. Oh baby, so my God. Oh yeah. Nakupenda, nakupenda. Nakupenda, nakupenda. Oh my baby, so my God. For you, that you're the one for me. If you don't say hello, just say hello. I saw you looking at him, but you're the one I'm feeling. But looking at you 4 times in a row, I had to let you know. So I came to say hello. I know you need somebody, don't care about the money. You only need someone to hold you close. And if you tell me no, I'll still say hello. Hello. Nakupenda, nakupenda. Nakupenda, nakupenda. Oh my baby, it's oh my God. Oh my baby, it's oh my God. Nakupenda, nakupenda. Nakupenda, nakupenda. Oh my baby, it's oh my God. Baby, it's oh my God. Baby, how will you know that I'm the one for you, that you're the one for me? If you don't say hello, I'm gonna treat you like gold, I'm gonna make you my own. I know what you're looking for and I got it all. I know he has it all, but I have it more. I'll give you what you need if you open the door. I say hello. celebration, celebration, jubilation, jubilation, no, 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 celebration, celebration, what we gon' do for our life? We go there, all I do, my lo, my lola, my rally, my rally, my jaye, my ramoto, my no, we go, my lola, my rally, my rally, my jaye, my ramoto, my no, you go play, you get patience. Clean out, I don't like pretense. I want the blessings within my location, oh. Bad mind in my circumference. They go do, they go hear nonsense. I know say that they for high vibration, oh. My lo, my lola, my rally, my jaye, my ramoto, my no, bullshit, my lola, my rally, my jaye, my ramoto, my no, bullshit. Celebration, celebration, jubilation, na 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 na, jubilation, na 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 na, celebration, celebration. What we gon' do for our life? We go there, alright, oh no no no. Bẹ́sẹ̀ kan sókè jíjó yẹn jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ pé wà ókè. Tó bá fẹ́ lọ́lọ́lá yìí, ọ̀pẹ́ ní káwá ẹ̀ sókè. Lókè, lókè, lókè la mama lọ gọ́dì dé. No worry, my brother, you know money go dey. Malola, marale, marale, majaye, maramoto, amaro pe mo ṣe lọ́tọ̀. Malola, marale, marale, majaye, maramoto, amaro pe mo ṣe lọ́tọ̀. Joe, boy, one day. Oxygen mix.
It's Sir Justin World Music.
It all should be the sound doctor.
Jaja, it's Victor. What a ranking. Come fi tell them. For that Lord, I won't be the best. Anywhere them call people, may they call me first. Like the birds, they turn in at the nest. Father, hear my prayer request. Oh Lord, I won't be the best. Anywhere them call people, may they call me first. Like the birds, they turn in at the nest. Father, hear my prayer request. Prayer request. Say, I want to go back to mama if I don't make come for you. Say, I want to go back to her. I say, I don't make come for you. I say me don't fear cause me get jaja. I tell them say my blessing is nana. Oh Lord, give me keys to the beamer. Just one dinner with my Rihanna. Oh Lord, I want to be the boss. I don't want to lose. And when I enter darkness, make you be my touch. You know my baby no go happy if I don't give her the best. Oh Lord, it be my prayer. I won't be the best. Anywhere they come,
Information and
people when they
entertainment
come.
make a good collabo on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. We are the new Planet Radio station. I love it.
It's awesome.
Revolving around you. The Planet Sports 101.1 FM brings you up to speed with all sporting events. Tune in to Planet 101.1 at 7:30 for your sports updates. We talk sports. Sports is a way of life. Live it every morning on Planet Sports.
Million volts in a pool of light, electricity in the room tonight, born from fire, sparks flying from the sun. Hey, I hardly know you, can I confess? I feel your heart beating in my chest. If you come with me, tonight is gonna be the one. 'Cause you faith, no fear for the fight. You
Well, the good news is you don't have to wait anymore, as Planet Sports is brought to you live and exclusive on Planet 101.1 FM. It's a very exciting morning. The weekend already upon us as we prepare to go into lots of sporting activities scattered across all sporting centers. We're talking about tennis. We have action in Montreal. We're talking about basketball, where the D Tigers of Nigeria are looking forward to make an unprecedented consecutive 5th Afro-Basket Championship. These and many more would form the crux of our conversation this particular morning as we delve into what is going to be a very exciting day of sports conversation. So we'll just kickstart things with the Tournament National Bank Open, as number 1 seed Kari Kokogov of the United States is firmly back in her winning ways. Well, the lady toughed out another 3-set victory over a former top 10 player at the National Bank Open just yesterday. World number 2 Kari Kokogov fought back from a set and a breakdown to notch a 4-6, 7-5, 6-2 victory over Veronika Kudermetova and reach the round of 16 for the 5th consecutive edition of this tournament. Well, for Kari Kokogov, she had to survive hitting 14 double folds before taking the win in 2 hours and 32 minutes. And after losing her first career meeting with Kudermetova, Gov has now won their last 3 encounters on tour. And the 21-year-old Kari Kokogov is also the youngest player to register 10 career match wins at this tournament since Justin Herning in 2003.
We are the people we've been waiting for. We are the people of the open air.
Well, Goff was not the only one who was getting victories, as Canadian teenager Victoria Mboko continued her breakthrough 2025 season as the 18-year-old defeated Czech Republic player Maria Buskova just yesterday night, 1-6, 6-3, 6-love to reach the 4th round of a WTA 1000 event for the first time.
We are the people we've been waiting for. We are the people of the open air. The streets of Dublin tonight.
Well, this time last year, the lady Victoria Mboko was ranked outside the top 300 in the WTA rankings, but she's won 8 straight games to snap the 7-match winning streak of Buskova, who won the Live Sport Prague Open just last week. Well, Buskova appeared to be hampered physically and limping in that particular game, and Victoria Mboko took full advantage of that as she dropped just 8 points in the final set to win a match from a set down for the first time at WTA Tour level. Well, despite her short history on tour, Mboko is now set to face Kari Kokogov for a second time. But remember that earlier this year in Rome, the Canadian captured the first set against Gov in the first round before the American rallied for a 3-6, 6-2, 6-1 win. So right now she's gonna have to serve revenge pretty cold as she gets to face Kari Kokogov in the next round of the Montreal Open.
We are the people we've been waiting for.
We also had other matches, but we'll just move straight to the ATP category now, as Alexander Zverev had to roll into history as the man is up at 500 career wins with his win yesterday. The man had to defeat a very top opponent, that's Matteo Einaudi, 6-7, 6-3, 6-2 to move into the next round of the National Bank Open. He was not the only player in action, as Alexander Popyrin also beat Daniel Medvedev in Toronto. The match ended 5-7, 6-4, 6-4. Also, Alex Mickelson also needed 7 match points to upset Musetti and is going to face Leonard Tien in the very next round.
The streets of Dublin tonight today. We'll build it better than we did before. We are the
moving into basketball stories, we have the African champions, the Nigerians, the Tigers, have advanced into the semi-finals of the 2025 FIBA Women's Afrobasket with a crushing 83-47 victory over Cameroon just yesterday in Abidjan, where the six-time and defending champions will now meet Senegal in the next stage of the competition. Well, in the quarterfinal game, Cameroon had a bright start, opening the game on a 4-0 run, but Nigeria responded instantly, going up 7-4. Well, the depth of Coach Rina Wakama's side quickly overwhelmed a Cameroonian team, clearly fatigued after a demanding last night qualification against Angola. By halftime, it was all Nigeria, leading 36-18, with Ami Okonkwo setting the tone. The forward was simply unstoppable, racking up 15 points and 5 rebounds in the first half alone. Off the bench also, Victoria Macaulay brought a spark, combining presence in the paint with offensive efficiency. Well, by the end of the third quarter, it was already a blowout, 66-31 in favor of the D Tigers. At the end of the match, this win means that Nigeria and the 3 other African teams that reached the semi-finals have secured their spot in the 2026 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament in March. Well, Mali, Nigeria, Senegal, and South Sudan are the teams who've booked their spot in the semi-final. As a result of that, we'll join a group of 24 national teams that will compete in 4 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 qualifying tournament. In case you're wondering which teams are we talking about Brazil, talking about Argentina, talking about the United States, talking about Canada, talking about Puerto Rico, talking about Colombia, as these are teams that the D Tigers would have to slug it out against in their bid to get to the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup.
We are the people we've been waiting for. We are the people of the open hand.
Of that particular story, we'll just take a quick breather, and when we're back, it's going to be football stories all the way. Remember, you can call in to be a part of the show, 0806-804-5443, 0902-223-1011. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
The Planet Sports 101.1 FM brings you up to speed with all sporting events. Tune in to Planet 101.1 at 7:30 for your sports updates. We talk sports. Sports is a way of life. Live it every morning on Planet Sports.
Better than we did before. We are the people we've been waiting for. Seen before. We are the people we've been waiting for.
But we'll start with stories about a particular Nigerian here, as his old transfer stories all the way. So we'll start yesterday. We brought to you that Galatasaray completed the signing of Victor Osimhen on a long-term deal from Napoli. Well, the Super League champions met the Nigerian international, the most expensive incoming transfer in Turkey's soccer history, paying Napoli £75 million to sign him on a permanent deal. Well, the previous record in Turkey was set by Fenerbahce when they signed Youssef En-Nesyri from Sevilla on a 5-year contract for £20 million in July last year. So you can see the difference there from 20 million to 75 million. Looks like Victor Osimhen is all about shattering records. Well, Napoli has also confirmed that particular deal, and Osimhen, who spent last season on loan at the Turkish Super League club, is expected to join the club ahead of their pre-season and also try to get the man in top gear in preparation for next season. But I would go to a story surrounding the Nigerian Premier Football League, seeing as former Super Eagles defender Mobi Oparaku has been appointed as the new technical director of the Nigerian Premier Football League side Kun Khalifat FC. While Oparaku's appointment aligns with the club's commitment to achieving success in their debut campaign in the NPFL. The former Olympic gold medalist has been tasked with overseeing the development of coaching staff, implementing cutting-edge training methodologies, and also driving the club's quest for excellence in local and international competitions. Kun Khalifat FC has expressed full confidence in the new technical director's ability to lead the technical department towards achieving the club's ambitious goal. Well, the Owerri Best Club will begin their NPFL campaign with a clash against Rangers of Enugu. Moving forward to more stories now, talking about the home base Super Eagles. They had another friendly match with Zanzibar, and this time around it ended in a draw. Well, the clash is the second of a two-match program arranged to put the Super Eagles be in competition mode ahead of the 8th African Nations Championship kicking off on a Saturday, which is going to be tomorrow. Well, Anas Yusuf of Nasarawa United and Adedayo or Lamileko of Remo Stars had given the Eagles a 2-goal lead at the break before the hosts rallied back to share the spoils. Well, Nigeria's first match at the competition is a clash with cup holder Senegal at Zanzibar's 15,000 capacity Yaman Stadium, and the Eagles will then confront Sudan in their second match of the group stage. Also have Yaman Stadium on Tuesday before concluding their Group D campaign against Congo at the Benjamin Nkakba Stadium in Dar es Salaam on Tuesday the 19th of August. Well, we're just hoping for the best for Nigeria, but these stories are not really looking good for them. 2 draws already with Zanzibar. This is how the side is going to face against teams like Senegal. This is how the team is going to face teams like Sudan. They're going to face against Senegal are the current defending champions, and Nigeria looking forward to putting their woes behind them in this particular competition. Has been a rough couple of years for them. The last time they did something really good was 2014 when they went all the way to win the 3rd place match. But at the end of it, let's see what happens. Maybe Coach Eric Sekuchela and the boys have surprises for us, and we hope they really do. 4 lines open this morning. Keep the calls coming. 0806 804 5443 0902 223 1011. Talking about transfers, that will move straight to Europe, as it is being said that Alexander Isak could terminate his contract with Newcastle United in a bid to force a move to Liverpool. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name, where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Van Dante. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Oh, thank you for being on the show. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to thank the big Tigers for winning the tournament, and I also thank the president for what they have done to Nigeria for staff. Please, also, you are updating about Man City champion. Thank you.
All right. No problem. We'll do our best to bring to you what's happening in the camp of the Manchester City side. Well, Manchester City did a lot of business. Talking about the last season's January transfer, window, got a few players into the squad, so it's looking as if that might not just be getting more players. Good morning. Welcome to Plan the Sport.
Yes, Derek. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sorry, I'm pleased with the Chelsea transfer.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Update to Chelsea transfer.
All right, we'll do our best to do that. But for Chelsea Football Club, the latest surrounding Chelsea start, they are close to agreeing a deal with Jordan Hato from Ajax Amsterdam. The 19-year-old defender almost set to join the Stamford Bridge outfit. Good morning, welcome to Planet Sport.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good. Happy New Month to you.
Happy New Month to you as well.
Yes, I'm very, very happy. Today is my birthday. I'm very, very happy today.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, this is Samuel Kurana.
Welcome, Mr. Samuel. Welcome, Mr. Samuel.
Yes,
happy birthday.
Thank you very much. God bless you. I want to say that I don't know why our team Nigeria are doing gossip. Let me just say that they are doing is just for this friendly. But when they go to the real tournament, they should win the tournament, bring the cup. So, and for my team, Real Madrid, as I practice today, I just want them to sign players. So please let me with the Real Madrid players transfer me. Okay. Boys. Thank you for having me. Allow Madrid.
All right. Thank you for being on the show, Mr. Samuel, and happy birthday to you as well. Since today is your birthday, I'm just going to give you a Real Madrid, not really, in the transfer market currently, but a Spanish Football Federation, George Jose Alberto Pelaez, has thrown out Real Madrid request to move their opening La Liga fixture against Osasuna. Well, the Los Blancos met the request due to their involvement in the Club World Cup. Remember that Xavi Alonso's men played their last game at the tournament on July 9th, losing 4-0 to Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final. Well, the first league game has been scheduled for the 19th of August, which is 41 days after the match against Paris Saint-Germain. Well, Madrid argued that the date was a breach of the minimum period of rest and preparation as contained in the collective agreement which governs professional football in Spain. Well, however, in a judgment yesterday, Pelaez dismissed that request, which means Madrid would definitely play against Osasuna on the 19th. So, good morning, welcome to Planet Sports.
Good morning.
Welcome, Top Corner.
It seems you have become another Onana in Arsenal number 1. Zolo yesterday was unbelievable, unacceptable. It seems you have no challenger. I prefer.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry, when the league starts, you can use number 2. We dump him in the bench. So, this guy, how can he swap Onana? How can he swap Garnacho for this guy? Garnacho for that Chelsea player, that mismatch striker. What is that his name?
Nicholas Jackson.
Jackson, how can? It's impossible.
Well,
Garnacho is better than Jackson.
Well,
you should not allow such to happen.
Well,
thank you for having me.
Thank you, Top Corner. Well, about that particular transfer, it's not done and dusted, but looks like Garnacho prefers a move to London to play for Chelsea Football Club. Talking about Arsenal now, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has said that Gabriel Magalhaes, Ricardo Calafiori and Julian Timber should all be available for the start of the new Premier League season. Remember that the trio were unavailable for the 1-0 loss to Tottenham Hotspur in the preseason friendly, and Gabriel and Timber have not featured in any of the 3 fixtures the Gunners have played in Asia, having picked up injuries towards the end of last season. Well, after the game, Mikel Arteta was asked if they would be ready for the trip to Manchester United in their first league fixture scheduled for 17th of August. Well, the man has also made statement concerning that particular question. We'll take a call this morning. Good morning, welcome to Planet Sports.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Bon happy new month to you.
Welcome. Happy new month.
Yeah, let me really pray for the new month. I believe that this month is going to be a special month and also a blessing month for all of us. Let me thank the Tigers for them and progress to the next their match tomorrow. They have really did very well, but I really believe that they should all do more better than that. And also the MPFL, the new season that we expect. So the board must try their best to set a good standard. That's my take. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. Good morning. Welcome to Planet Sports.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Month to you.
Happy New Month to you as well. Your name, where are you calling from?
Micah David.
Welcome, Micah. Go ahead.
Okay, please, I appreciate the Tigers for their victory. And for progressing to the semi-final. I want to say as they progress to the semi-final, I think they want to progress to the final and bring back the cup to Nigeria. Goodies to them. Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show as well, Micah. Good morning, welcome to Planet Sports.
Hello.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, it's Mr. Cole. Good morning.
Go ahead.
I want to appreciate
Yeah, I want to appreciate the B-side also. Was it last night or yesterday? I appreciate them. And also they are going to say Soha Orphanage in Senegal. And I wish them the best of luck for the
Oh, thank you for having your thoughts as well.
People we've been waiting for. We are the people of the
Well, in other reports we have in this particular morning, West Ham's Lucas Paqueta has been cleared of FA match fixing charges. So remember that this man had some match fixing charges against him during last season for he deliberately received 4 yellow cards in the Premier League matches between November 2022 and August 2023. Well, if found guilty, the man would have received a lifetime ban from football, but Paqueta denied all charges throughout the process, and he was found not guilty of all of those particular charges, and now the man is cleared on Thursday. He was cleared yesterday by an independent regulatory commission. So definitely Lucas Paqueta would be back next season to play for West Ham, and of course Brazil. In fact, he was involved in that particular game against Everton, where he even scored the goal to help West Ham defeat Everton, who were led by their former coach. Talking about the man David Moyes. Also, in other transfer news, we've got that Tottenham Hotspur have agreed a loan deal with Bayern Munich for Portuguese international João Palhinha. Well, this man left Wolverhampton Wanderers to Bayern Munich a few seasons back and have struggled to find playing time in the Bavarian team, but at the moment the man is coming back to the Premier League. Maybe it's going to be a new case scenario for him now. Get to play more football for Tottenham Hotspur. But when you look at that Tottenham Hotspur midfield, looks like very, very crowded at the moment. Talking about Pape Matar, talking about Rodrigo Bentancur, talking about the man Madison, talking about Kudus, who just joined from West Ham United and can also play in the midfield. So lots of midfielder. Lucas Bergwijn as well in that midfield. So let's see where João Palhinha would fit in to the man Thomas Frank's football. We still have time to squeeze in at least 2 more calls before the end of the show. 0806 804 5443 0902 223 and 1011. Well, Chelsea yesterday confirmed transfer deals for 2 players, talking about Jesse Derry and Kendry Paez. Well, in separate statements via their website, the Blues announced that Derry had joined the club from Premier League side Crystal Palace. It also added that the 18-year-old has signed a contract with the West London Premier League club until 2029. Good morning, welcome to Planet Sports.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name, where are you calling from?
Yeah, he's calling back again. How about Xavi Simon's transfer?
Sorry, I didn't get that. What did he say?
Xavi Simon's transfer.
Oh, Xavi Simon's transfer. I would get to that at the moment. Well, Chelsea are currently trying to get some outgoing from the team to at least make space for Horal Hato and, of course, the man Xavi Simons. Well, we're talking about Jesse Derry. The man represented England at this summer's UEFA European Under-19 Championship, and Chelsea snapped the man up from Crystal Palace. And Kendry Paez also has joined French League One side RC Strasbourg on a season-long loan. Well, these are all we could check this particular morning, but not to worry, we'll be back in the afternoon. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. it will be pure football stories, a lot of transfers. Trust me, we cannot even do that over 60 minutes, but we'll always try our best to bring it to you. My name's Sirman Fonobongitina, and I'm saying have a very productive day. It's the weekend. Have fun.
Broken bells and a broken church. Heart that hurts is a heart that works. From a broken place, that's where the victory's won. 'Cause
gives you faith and no fear for the fight. You pull hope from defeat in the night. There's an image of you in my mind. Could be mad, but you might just be right. We are the people we've been waiting for. Out of the ruins of hate and war, army of lovers never seen before. We are the people we've been waiting for. We are the people of the open hand. The streets of Dublin to Amsterdam. We'll build it better than we did before. We are the people we've been waiting for.
Information and entertainment make a good collabo on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
Our bold presence in the Accra Cross region is made possible by you.
And our cause of keeping you well entertained,
educated,
and informed
with mind-blowing content
has only just begun.
That's why Planet FM is always just a dial away from you. Talk to us every day.
Let's serve you all the way.
For inquiries and complaints, call the Planet FM official number on
0809-016-9101.
For reservation and general admin purposes, you can now email info@planet101fm.ng. Planet FM,
revolving around you.
Morning once again, and of course it's a new month, so in case you just hear my voice for the very first time today, happy new month. The month of August promises to be amazing, exciting, and probably even the best you've had so far. So get ready, buckle your seatbelts, because it's going to be a much needed beautiful ride. Welcome to this new month. Welcome to the newspaper review on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, the station that revolves around you. Alright, it's time for us to take a look at some of the headlines on the front pages of our newspaper. Let's review them together and make room for the People's Parliament that will be here at 8:30 all the way to 10 a.m. Once again, good morning and welcome. My name is Vera Philip. Alright, we're starting off this morning with the Vanguard newspaper. Let's take a look at what we can find on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. We have the first one here: how misuse of Cybercrime Act cost Nigeria 1.1 trillion naira in 7 years. The misuse of Cybercrime Act cost Nigeria over 1.1 trillion naira in 7 years. So we have banks, telcos, MDAs, networks breached. We also have financial sector loses about 53.4 billion naira to cyber criminals in 2024. We also have urgent need arises for reimagining cybercrime enforcement architecture, and that is on page 2 of the Vanguard newspaper. And the conversation about cybercrime has lasted for a really long time because a lot of people have been victims of cybercrime. The government have also been victims of cybercrime, and so curbing cybercrime in Nigeria has been a huge conversation, and going around it as well has been, a really huge task for the Nigerian government. And then this is a story you can find on page 2 of the Vanguard newspaper, and move away from that to page 9. Niger drags federal government to Supreme Court over 30% derivation. Niger drags federal government to the Supreme Court over 13% derivation. Alright, we're still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. We're moving away from that particular headline. We can find on page 9 to Tinubu to governors. That is a kicker for the headline. Take gains of reform to grassroots. Take gains of reform to grassroots. And that is found on page 26 of the Vanguard newspaper. And we still have another headline here on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper that says federal government approves policy to regulate trade union activities. As on page 5, it has a kicker strike. The federal government have approved policy to regulate the activities of the trade union. And then on page 8, 2027 is a kicker for the headline. Obi confirms talks with PDP over. Some people in the political scene advised Peter Obi to move to the PDP, and in that way he will be able to get close or have an advantage when it comes to the 2027 elections, especially the primary elections under the PDP. All right, away from that to page 8, we have governors move to address education crisis. Governors move to address education crisis. That is on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Then we have Tinubu extends customs CG's tenure. That is on page 9. He extends the customs CG's tenure. So Adeniyi's tenure has been extended by Tinubu. This is as the presidency announced that he is extending the tenure of the Comptroller General of Nigeria. His tenure was meant to expire on the 31st of August, but the president has extended it by 1 year. Okay. Away from that, still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, we have banks deposits with CBN saw 783% to 79.8 trillion naira. Let's take that headline again. It says banks deposits with CBN saw 783% to 79.8 trillion naira. Alright, we also have the World Cup celebration as a kicker for why Super Eagles are struggling in qualifiers, Idea says, and that is on page 29 of the Vanguard Sports. Okay, we move away from the Vanguard newspaper as we've exhausted the headlines on the front page of the Vanguard. We move on to the Daily Trust this morning. The Daily Trust paper has a few headlines that we're going to be looking at now. Taking a look at the Daily Trust front page, we have the headline 34 million Nigerians at risk of hunger as UN food aid ends. 34 million Nigerians at risk of hunger as UN food aid ends. This is definitely a sad situation in Nigeria as we've been mostly dependent on the aid from the UN. So right now we have about 1.4 million internally displaced persons in northeast Nigeria that are at risk of starvation following the withdrawal of humanitarian funding by the United Nations. And then on the front page of Daily Trust, that headline is on page 3 and 4. We have hashtag End Bad Governance protest. That is a kicker for 1 year after nothing has changed. That is coming from the conveners of the hashtag End Bad Governance protest. It's on page 5 and 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. 1 year after the hashtag End Bad Governance protest, nothing has actually changed. Everything is still the same according to the conveners. This happened, 1st of August to the 10th of August of last year. If you remember, the protest was a massive demonstration in several parts of the country, especially in the most populated parts of the country and even the northern part of Nigeria. We had a lot of people who were arrested, and one would think that all of that, issue, all of that happened at that time was going to bring some sort of change to Nigeria and our economy. But the conveners of the hashtag Bad Governance protest are of the opinion that nothing has changed. Moving on to page 4 again, we'll see Canada to join UK, France to recognize Palestinian state in September. And then on page 11, Niger takes federal government to court over 13% derivation. Here we have that the Niger state government has dragged Attorney General of the Federation and even the Minister of Justice to the Supreme Court over the omission from the 13% derivation. The Apex Court was summoned by the News Agency of Nigeria. The Niger government, through its counsel, also was seeking the interpretation and application of Section 232, subsection 1 and 2 of the Nigerian Constitution. And then still on the Daily Trust front page, strike as a kicker for government nurses meet today. Government nurses meet today. Remember that the nurses had joined doctors in protest and of course showing how displeased they are about the condition of things in the medical sector, and some patients were even discharged of the hospital just so that the strike could hold. That's that for the Daily Trust newspaper. We're going to take a dive now to another paper this morning. This day newspaper, it's right before us, so let's take a look at what we can find on the front page of this day. We have here federal government approves 712 billion naira for full rehabilitation of Lagos Airport Terminal 1. It comes with a few riders, project to be executed within 22 months. We also have OK's 213.7 billion naira for electrification of universities, rural communities as well. Now this project of rehabilitating Lagos Airport Terminal 1 is going to be executed within 2 years, almost 2 years, that's 22 months. We also have awards multi-billion naira road projects nationwide. We have approved new oncology center for Ibadan, moves to address nurses' ongoing industrial action. This is what the federal government has in plan right now and are moving towards this direction. That is a story that begins on the front page of the This Day newspaper and continues on page 10 of the This Day paper. Alright, away from that, on page 10 again, another headline we would find is NEC targets economic stimulus for over 8.8 million people in 8,809 wards across Nigeria. Now, NEC targets economic stimulus for over 8.8 million people in 8,809 wards across Nigeria. So the riders say set to peak at least 1,000 beneficiaries per ward nationwide. Tinubu is a kicker for one of the riders that actually say economy recovering, working, but we must stimulate growth in rural areas. As I said earlier, this is a story that continues on page 10 of this day newspaper. Still on the front page of this day, Babangida Aliyu, let's leave Tinubu till 2031. That's on page 34. Is this a collective arrangement or is it his opinion? He says, let's leave Tinubu till 2031. And then that is on page 34. Moving on, with eye on 6.8 billion reserves, NUPRC rallies oil producers to raise deep water output to 810,000 BPD. With eye on 6.8 billion reserves, NUPRC rallies oil producers to raise deep water output to 810,000 BPD. Let's take a look at the riders. Raises committee to identify unexplored assets and others. Operators will struggle in 5 years if nothing is done. says upstream regulator. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission are the ones who have continued to search for higher crude oil output in Nigeria with a renewed focus on ways to unlock about 810,000 daily output from the country's current 68 billion deep offshore oil reserves. That is also on page 10 of the state newspaper. Alright, let's take a look at another paper this morning. We have here the First News newspaper. So let's take a look at the headlines on the First News. Benma IDPs revolt over Remi Tinubu's $1 billion gift. That is a headline that we have on the First News newspaper. Unfortunately, that's a paper of yesterday. That's 31st day of July, but we're in a new month and a new day, the 1st of August. So we're definitely not going to be repeating the papers we had yesterday. We're going on a quick break right now. When we come back from this break, it's going to be time for us to still continue our newspaper review, but most importantly, make room for the People's Parliament that will be coming to us at 8:30 a.m. Don't go anywhere.
Stakeholders' engagement is not only the distinctive feature of true democracy, but the essence of a common people-focused leadership and governance.
We don't need this palliative, honestly. We need something tangible that will affect the life of our people, like fuel price, electricity, which people will use it and make their money.
The greatest coming together is the gathering where the common people and elite meet minds, devoid of biases and divisive sentiments.
This is the situation we found ourselves. We've been on this issue, crying, calling on the government to take a decisive action.
A gathering where respect for the sanctity of the rights of all people, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, culture, socio-economic and political affiliation, is guaranteed and justly protected.
We are saying that the rate at which Nigerians are being kidnapped on a daily basis has become a commodity to be kidnapped and traded for business with the payment of ransom.
In this era whereby a government or one or two, three people will just sit down somewhere and compile a list, before you know, they wake up tomorrow from your sleep and you hear that this social person is now your local government chairman, this one is now your councillor, without any good track record.
Join the people, be part of our setting experience where the governed and those in governance and leadership meet minds for our shared prosperity.
I went down with you yesterday. Even the road that leads to your studio.
Don't forget, the first civilian governor after the ceremony was against the Took syndrome. People who lead us, they should change their mind. Know that the God that created every human.
Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. The People's Parliament on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Hashtag the people's last hope to be heard. Government succeeds only by feeling the pulse of the people.
This is Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Please listen to this announcement. Do you know that it is your right to have access to quality broadcasting? For queries regarding any of our programs or content, write to the Compliance Officer, Planet 101.1 FM, 2 Taft Plaza Close, off Akaitinan Road, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, or the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, Uyo Zonal Office, 15 Information Layout, Akau Fort, off IBB Way, Akwa Ibom State. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, revolving around you.
I don't care what everybody else says. The Lord our God is mighty. Yes, the Lord our God is omnipotent.
Have you prayed for Nigeria today? Join Akwa Ibom Arise Prayer Network on Planet 101.1 FM every Friday at 5:25 p.m. as we pray for the peace and prosperity of our dear state and nation. God bless you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Salvation and glory.
It's on Super Sport. Every football league, every cup competition. It's on Super Sport. Every save, every dribble and tackle.
Yes, sir. It's on for every home. Quick, buy a limited offer GoTV decoder today for only 9,000 naira. Make you follow enjoy Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, and plenty others.
Every.
It's on Super Sport. GoTV. Love it.
Welcome back. It's still the newspaper review on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, the station that revolves around you. If you're just joining us, welcome. And if you're driving, do well to obey the road rules. And of course, when you get to your destination, also be tuned to Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Alright, we're taking a look at the Punch front page right about now. We have on the Punch, marketers warn against disruption as Dangote plans to direct fuel supply. Petron, NOGASA, tackle Dangote. Petrol surges to 870 naira per litre at private depot amid feud. That's on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. This is the feud that we've talked about, since the beginning of the week between Dangote refinery and distributors. Alright, moving further, we have Nigeria needs new constitution, not amendment, Ezekwesili says, and that's on page 3. Nigeria needs new constitutions, not amendment. On page 7, we have recovery ongoing in 1.3 trillion CBEX Ponzi collapse, EFCC. And now the CBEX Ponzi scheme that had collapsed a while back is beginning to gain traction again as the EFCC have revealed that some recoveries have been going on. In Ondo, we have ADC vows to challenge Ayedatiwa's appeal court victory, and that's on page 20. And then page 4 and 5, how suspected ritualist dismembered my 16-year-old son, Ogun driver. This is a really sad story there. How suspected ritualist dismembered my 16-year-old son. And your state or your budget hits 984 billion naira after 299.8 billion naira supplementary bill. Or your budget hits 984 billion naira after 299.8 billion naira supplementary bill. That is on page 29 of the Punch newspaper. So, still on the Punch, beside the banner headline, we have Nigeria, Ghana hold talks over anti-Nigerian protest. In the last few weeks, we've seen videos of anti-Nigerian protests going on in Ghana, and now it's time for Nigeria and Ghana to sit and have a conversation about this protest and what this is about. Of course, also find a common ground solution for both parties. The Minister of State of Foreign Affairs, that's Bianca Ojukwu, did appeal for calm and called for Ghanaians to please not deport Nigerians from their country. Because that has basically been the call, asking for deportations of Nigerians from the country. A statement by the Special Assistant on Communication and News Media, Magnus Eze, did say that she spoke during a joint press conference with Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Ablakwa, in Accra on Wednesday. And there are viral videos depicting protests, and this has raised concern in Nigeria, prompting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to dispatch her as a special envoy to assess the situation firsthand. Because, the conversation is still not clear as to why Ghanaians in Ghana want the packing out, the deportation of Nigerians in Ghana. Alright, still on the punch, we have 2027 as a kicker for defections stir tension as APC ADC lock horns. Defections stir tension as APC ADC lock horns. We also have on page 20 government's FX windfall crashes 73% to 589 billion in first half. We've talked about this in the previous paper. And then FEG as a kicker for federal government approves 3.5 trillion for roads, airports and others. Alright, that's all the headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper and also all the papers we can bring to you this morning. A very big thank you for being a part of our show today and participating in our programs from morning from 6 a.m. up until this minute. I hope that you've had great entertainment, education and information given to you. Coming up next at 8:30 a.m. is the People's Parliament. At 8:30 we'll run all the way to 10 a.m. It's about to be a blast right here. Remember, it's Friday. Take your time to relax this Friday. It's also a new month and a new it's a new month actually, so take this new month seriously. Whatever it is that you couldn't achieve in the month of July, it's okay to carry it over to the month of August, but assess the reason it couldn't happen in July and see what you can do differently in the month of August. My name is Vera Philip. I've had a good time with you beautiful listening to me. In that vein, I would like to leave us with a song called Beautiful People by Chike. Yes, enjoy that and have an amazing weekend.
Some people where you meet go show you good love. All them go come your way. Don't let them go away. For me I hold, for me I hold my baby. For me I hold, for me I hold. For me I hold, for me I hold my baby. For me I hold, for me I hold. Some people in your life are there to make you smile. Oh, they will take your pain and give you so much joy. For me I hold, for me I hold my baby. For me I hold, for me I hold, for me I hold, for me I hold my baby. For me I hold, for me I hold. Some go tell you, say now you be one and only, call you baby. Some go promise when time come them fail. When the times are good, they go call you boo. They go stand beside you, them to love you. When the times are hard, they go just beg. Now I hold my baby, oh. Now I hold, now I hold, now I hold, now I hold my baby, so now I hold, now I hold. For me I hold, for me I hold my baby, oh. For me I hold, for me I hold.
Planet 101.1 FM. We are the station that never gives up. We are revolving around you and bringing life and entertainment all over you. It's rising. Rising like the sun and shining forth. Sustaining life like never before. It will never set. The Planet Radio Station 101.1 Uyo, Nigeria. This is the place to be.
Stakeholders' engagement is not only the distinctive feature of true democracy, but the essence of a common people-focused leadership and governance.
We don't need this palliative, honestly. We need something tangible that will affect the life of our fiber mind, like fuel price, electricity, which people will use it and make their money.
The greatest coming together is the gathering where the common people and elite meet minds, devoid of biases and divisive sentiments.
This is the situation we found ourselves. We've been on this issue, crying, calling on the government to take a decisive action.
A gathering where respect for the sanctity of the rights of all people, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, culture, socio-economic and political affiliation is guaranteed and justly protected.
We are told that the rate at which Nigerians are being kidnapped on a daily basis has become a commodity to be kidnapped and traded for business with the payment of ransom.
In this era whereby a government or one or two, three people will just sit down somewhere and compile a list, before you know they wake up tomorrow from your sleep and you hear that this social person is now your local government chairman, this one is now your councillor, without any good track record.
Join the people, be part of power setting experience where the governed and those in governance and leadership meet minds for our shared prosperity.
I went down with you yesterday. Even the road that leads to your studio.
Don't forget the first civilian governor after the ceremony was against the Duke syndrome. People who lead us, they should change their mind. Know that the God that created every human.
Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. The People's Parliament on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Hashtag the people's last hope to be heard. Government succeeds only by feeling the pulse of the people.
It's simple. We lead, they follow. Planet 101.1 FM. That's just who we are.
President, Madam Speaker.
The People's Parliament, where the people speak and the government listens.
The citizens of Akwa Ibom State are waking up.
This government understands the welfare of workers.
After a lot of panel meetings of their name, they are now called compliance. Madam Speaker, why are some people afraid of forensic audit?
An injury to one is an injury to all.
Your project and your policies should reflect the Koibara.
When a man is bet over 30-something billion in election, what do you think when you come to pass he will do for you?
I went round with you yesterday. Even the road that leads to your studio.
There's no need coming every day to blame the past administration.
Without leaving sentiment and psychophancy out of governance, we will not have it right when it comes to good governance.
Every weekday, 8:30 to 10 a.m. Join us, exclusive to Planet 101.1 FM.
Planet Radio 101.1, your reliable companion for the latest in politics, sports, news, music, and events around the world.
Thank God it's Friday. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Fortunately for us today, it's not raining, so a lot of us can move around and it's going to be a great day. Of course, we're getting ready for the weekend, but just before we, press pause, let's have the last plenary session today with you. It's the People's Parliament live on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. My name is VIMM and I'm serving as Madam Speaker on the floor of plenary. Of course, it's 36 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock and today is the 1st of August. Of course, the month is turning and so goes the year. Happy new month to you, dear parliamentarians, and I do hope that the first 7 months of this year was kind to you, irrespective of whatever your experiences were. I hope that you were able to actually bounce back and keep kicking. It's the 1st of August. Keep your head high. Let a smile break out of your face and know that everything's gonna be all right. Good morning, parliamentarians, and welcome to the People's Parliament. Right, let's quickly head to the matters that we have as national updates this morning. What's happening on the national scene on the People's Parliament today, okay? Let's take a look at these big stories. Okay, politics is here to stay with us, so no matter what we think about it, as we keep pushing, politics keeps coming to us. And so I'm going to go to one political big story this morning. There's quite some interesting political stories this morning. Which of them should I go to? Okay, let me go to this. Dino Melaye has resigned from the PDP and he cited party lacks potency. That's the reason he is given for resigning from the PDP at this time. We want to remember that, of course, Dino Melaye has been one of the most long-standing members of the PDP. I remember all of the trouble that he made post-2023 elections when the results were being read. He called out INEC, did all kinds of things for PDP. But now he says he's done and he's dusted and has put in his resignation for the PDP. Of course, remember that he's a former senator who represented Kogi West. Now he's formally put in his resignation from the People's Democratic Party, and he says the party's inability to provide credible leadership and deliver good governance to Nigerians is his reason for moving. Of course, he posted that resignation letter on his official X account yesterday. And addressed the chairman of the PDP in Ward 1, Ayito Rogbede, in Ijumu local government area of Kogi State. So here goes Dino Melaye at this point. Of course, all of the speculations now begins. Is he going to APC? Is he going to ADC? Is he going to the party, Social Democratic Party that has banned Nasir El-Rufai for 100 years? For God's sake. Nasir El-Rufai won't even live 100 years more, and he's been banned from the SDP for 100 years. So it means that if he goes and reincarnates, for those who believes in reincarnation, he can never ever be a part of the SDP anymore. Okay, so is Nasir El-Rufai going to be a nomad? Well, he's not even my bone of contention this morning, but I'm just saying that to say, where is Dino Melaye headed? APC, SDP, or ADC? Where exactly is he heading at this time? One would argue that some people should even remain to help this falling house. Of course, he has requested that his resignation be treated as a formal and total withdrawal from all party levels and structures. Of course, this is a big move for him, and let's see where he pitches his tent next. Of course, still looking at national updates this morning. This one is a very, very funny story. But okay, let's go to this particular matter. Jerry Ghana, former INEC chairman himself, founding member of People's Democratic Party, Professor Jerry Ghana, has said that former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi would defeat any contender in Nigeria's northern state if he contested on the platform of the PDP. Okay, he's saying that if Peter Obi would join them on the PDP platform, that he would definitely win the elections. He would win any northern contender, and I think that even goes without a saying. Everybody knows that on paper that is literally true. If the Peter Obi were to join himself to a platform that has structures like PDP, he would go a long way to maybe unseat the incumbent president. But the other argument that the conversation we've already had yesterday is, should Peter Obi be considering that move? And that we already talked about that yesterday, and so many parliamentarians were like, that would be the death of his political career at this time. Of course, you want to remember that Peter Obi himself quit PDP in May 2022 to head to the Labour Party and clinched the presidential ticket in the LP for the 2023 elections. So now Jerry Ghana said, if you look at the roots of the PDP, he reminded Nigerians that the grassroots strength is pivotal in restoring democratic governance. So, in all that is happening across board, does any other party have grassroots strength to actually restore the hope of, democracy as it were in Nigeria? Okay, so this is Jerry Ghana. Peter Obi would win northern states if he returns to PDP. Okay, he is the only one that can make that decision for himself. Oh, and I remember, maybe obedience will not also permit him. So, but he who holds the piper dictates the tune. Okay, it's more like ADC. They've not even arrived. They haven't arrived. Their 2 feet haven't landed on the ground. Just remember that early on this week, we talked about the newly constituted NWC that has David Mark at the helms of affairs, has Aregbe Shola, and several other persons. Of course, they were celebrated for having a lot of youth representation and women representation on the NWC and all of the promises that the ADC actually did make. But they haven't even landed. There seems to be trouble in paradise, and like we've always said in political conversations, these allegations against the APC instituting problems in other political parties, is it actually true? Now, former Gombe ADC gubernatorial candidate has named himself as the interim national party chairman for the ADC. Of course, as we're speaking about Nafiu Bala, he's saying that he is the interim national chairman for the ADC, and there's some confusion here. Remember that the Gombe State governorship candidate of the African Democratic Congress during the 2023 elections, Nafiu Bala, has alleged the leadership crisis within the ADC, which he noted was engineered by some individuals he described as political hooligans. And the funny thing is that while he attempted to pronounce the word hooligans, the word nearly ate him up. Okay, but let's take a listen to who is touting himself as the national chairman of the ADC.
Elected national deputy chairman of our great party, the African Democratic Congress ADC. I wish to draw the attention of the entire members of our great party and Nigerians as late to the ongoing art of the political hooligans being perpetrated by some individuals who were hired to interact with the leadership of our great party, African Democratic Congress ADC. We are all witnesses living witnesses to the show of shame and act of lawlessness being displayed by surrender and capitalization without any known precedent. In our democratic journey, constitutional order, we are therefore strongly to resolve and collectively determining the challenge this affront and assure that the party line down to rules and stipulated provisions are respected and strictly adhered to by all those who belong to it. In case the individual choose to ignore our urgent calls to obey our constitutional guidelines and thus remaining very adverse and recalcitrant in order to aberrant behaviors, yes, we all proceed with goals to challenge their gross act of impunity in the court and bring them to the justice. It is give enormous pain in inundated you with their scandals in happening in our great party, but we have been left with no other option to take in defense of our unalienable constitutional rights. As evident by the prevailing situation we now find ourselves in the party. In the history of democracy, all over the world, no party leader or any group of leaders have the power of arbitrarily transfer elected mandate to all political leaders or political authority to a non-member of who never belong to contestant for political office. The constitution of our great party has made adequate provision as laying down in many clauses, articulations that successions, guidelines, and how event vacant position shall be unconstitutional feelings. In the case of circumstances, and also in the further of my constitutional mandate as a duly elected deputy national chairman of our great party, I assume my constitutional duty and responsibility as a national chairman of our great party, African Democratic Congress, ADC, today. Therefore, I am hereby calling on the esteemed Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to so urgently step in to take due recognitions of this development. I am Honorable Nafi Ubala. I am the acting national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Thank you very much.
Okay, as we all clap for him, first question is Nafi Ubala, do you even understand the things you said, the things you read you yourself? Do you have a grasp of what you're trying to say? Well, he says he suddenly remembered that he has, a constituted authority to rise as the acting chairperson for the ADC, and so he's taking up that particular honor to do the work that all the other leaders refused to do. And most Nigerians reacting to this are saying, here goes the APC again. Where has Nafiu Bala been in all of the weeks that have led up to the 99th NEC meeting held by the ADC, where the ADC structure, the previous leadership structure upheld and voted into power a new leadership under David Mark? Where was Bala? Now he's also saying that INEC should forthwith recognize his authority as the chairman of the party. Now look at the postulation. Nigerians and politicians alike accuse the ruling APC of fomenting trouble in opposition party. You know that these parties exist until they decide they want to become an opposition. Once they decide they want to become an opposition, then you begin to hear that there are factions. These people are leaning to this idea, these people are leaning to this idea. Well, I know he tried to say things like show of shame and several other confusions, but I know that he's not even widely aware of what was written for him to read, but he has delivered the press statement. Let's see where the ADC goes from here. Do they treat him as another tout who is just making noise, or does this have the power to derail the energy of the ADC? And a lot of Nigerians don't think so. This is not strong enough. We've seen this play out in several other parties. Some Nigerians are commending that the ADC, in what it currently looks like, have a plan, and they will not be dissuaded by moves such as the one that Nafiu Bala has just put forward. Eventually, he's also talked about the fact that the courts would have to come into play and help sustain the integrity of the ADC internal politics and constitution. At this point, I want to say, so help them God. All right. Right, these matters have caused some kind of problem in other sectors and different other parastatals. You want to remember the issue where IGP Egbetokun has been caught in crossfires and a brawl of his tenure extension. But yet again, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu repeats the same move where the Comptroller General of Customs Office is concerned. And Mr. Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, his tenure for the NCS has actually been extended for another year, and he's going to remain Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi. Now you want to remember that he was initially supposed to relinquish that position 31st of this month, August 2025, but now he will remain in office till August 2026. Now, of course, the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, extended, gave the information about the extension, and it says it's aimed at allowing Adeniyi to consolidate on ongoing reforms and complete key initiatives of the Tinubu administration. So the Tinubu administration is saying, we like the work that Adeniyi has been doing with the NCS, and we want him to remain on board to make sure that he has completed what he started. Now, if it's if it has been extended to 2026 August 31st, what happens to the remaining window until Bola Ahmed Tinubu stands re-election? So someone else will be put in will be put in that position, or we might see another re-extension of that particular position. But now hopefully we don't see browse about his age, his retirement age is actually supposed to retire, and then we see the kind of issue that we saw with the Nigeria police force coming here now. So some of these things, some of the consolidations expected by the federal government as to why they have allowed Adeniyi to stay on for another year: modernization of customs service, implementation of national single window project, Nigeria's obligation under the African Continental Free Trade Area AFCFTA protocol. These are some of the key things that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration is saying they need Adeniyi to remain on seat to follow through with. And they're looking at his steadfast leadership and leadership style and commitment to service. So the president has said that he is confident that the extension will further strengthen the Nigeria Customs Service in achieving a strategic mandate of trade facilitation, revenue generation, and border security. Okay, we see this is on play now, and we do hope that we do not see any kind of fracas break out within the NCS. What happens to people on the same rank? Is he due for retirement anytime soon? Is this going to cause a further problem? But in terms of consolidating on ideas that he has put to bed, this shouldn't be a major problem as long as it does not breach any other internal constitution as to how the NCS should be running. Okay. Right, quickly this morning, let's reel out the motions that we'll be discussing on the floor of plenary today, Friday morning. And of course, we would have joining us, virtually this morning. We will be bringing, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this, but the easiest way to say is that there can be no two speakers. Okay, but Mr. Speaker Francis said it. Will be joining us this morning on the People's Parliament. So, of course, everyone who's been saying, where is he? Well, have we not been hearing his voice? You are about to hear his voice today. Of course, we'll be speaking about very juicy matters here in Akwa Ibom State. Very juicy and strategic matters happening here in our state. So, plenary motions for Friday. From Damagum to PDP chairman in Akwa Ibom State, we're asking the question, is PDP bouncing back to its winning ways? I know you feel like we've had this conversation earlier this week, but have you looked at some more evolving details around this story? I've told you that I think something that we're playing out here would be the stone the builders rejected is going to turn out to be the chief cornerstone. But we'll be looking at some details. And I remember that if a tree be cut down, if it has scent of water, it will sprout again. Are you sure that someone is not sprinkling water on the PDP in Akwa Ibom State? Now remember that earlier in the week it was private citizens in Ememobong and Onofioglek who were with the acting national chairman of the PDP, Damagum. Now they have returned home and stakeholders have met, and their goal is to reignite the PDP spirit in Akwa Ibom State. You remember, you are the one that says that PDP was a religion in Akwa Ibom State, and now they're saying we don't want that spirit to die and we are going to defend it. Okay, it's going to be a great morning on plenary this morning. I hope that you are all ready. And about just last week, the governor of the state, Governor Pastor Moino, was talking to the Nigerian Air Force, especially as regards the fact that they do not have a base here in Akwa Ibom State for their operations. And there has been some, evolving with that particular matter, the presence of the Nigerian Air Force in Akwa Ibom State, as we see that the Nigerian Air Force has gained strategic foothold in the Gulf of Guinea because Akwa Ibom has handed over the Eket airstrip to the Nigerian Air Force. We'll look at details and what this means for the Nigerian Air Force and the Akwa Ibom State government as a whole. Okay, and this last one, I don't know, this last motion, it's touching me where I don't get, and I'm reading it and wondering, how did we get here? Is this something we should be entertaining? I know we're talking about the fact that, let's look at governance issues, and I do agree with you, those are very pertinent issues, but there seems to be this 2031 political prophecy that is already going round. One son of the soil in this Akwa Ibom says that he has had a vision of the Lord concerning what's going to happen in Nigeria politically come 2031, and even in Akwa Ibom State. There's a lot of questions to be asked, but I'll allow parliamentarians to have the floor to do that. But he says that there are tickets and takeovers to happen come 2021, and there are permutations about a Kwankwaso Akpabio ticket. I don't know where they will be going to. And then there is also a political prophecy of an Ekpo Enobonwa ticket. And you want to ask me where Moino is going to be come 2031. That's why you will be paying close attention to the People's Parliament this Friday morning. But you also want to remember that the governor has been on a commissioning spree. Modern primary schools have been commissioned by the governor yesterday. Of course, he was represented and of course fresh commissioning was also done for another St. Patrick Model Primary School in Ntoide, Oborokara local government yesterday. So another community, 31 local governments now wanting to have these model primary schools built for them. And sometimes one of the questions that was raised yesterday was, when you have several communities having to go to school in this area, is one model primary school per local government enough to take care of the educational needs of these local governments? And that's a really pertinent question. Of course, we appreciate the governor for the great work he has done so far in boosting education in Akwa Ibom. But one modern primary school per local government, how many villages do we have, and how can this cater holistically to the need of education in the area? Of course, we also know that the governor will be commissioning today the NUJ Auditorium, Nigerian Union of Journalists Auditorium Complex. Of course, there's going to be some presentation of vehicles to NUJ State Exco. That will be happening today. So just up to date as to what your governor is up to yesterday and today where projects are concerned. All right, we head to the news update desk, and when we return, the People's Parliament in full swing.
Information and entertainment make a good collabo on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.
Good morning and welcome. This is the news update at 9. President Bola Tinubu swears in Uzo Kalu as National Assembly Service Commissioner. Federal Executive Council approves 68.7 billion naira for power projects in universities, hospitals, rural communities. National Orientation Agency cautions Nigerians against misusing U.S. visas. And on the foreign scene, United States President Donald Trump postpones higher tariffs on Mexico as other countries try to reach deals before deadline. And in sports, Zanzibar hold home Eagles down to 2-2 draw in Pre-Shan 2024 friendly. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in our upcoming bulletin. Stay tuned. My name is UIMM. We go back now to the People's Parliament. Stay with us.
Regan Electronics and Furniture.
Are you setting up a home, offices, hotels, conference and event centers? If you want to replace your old furniture with the ones that befit your current status, then you must visit Regan Electronics and Furniture, the home where furniture from all over the world are assembled to suit your taste, designs and budget, and every piece is a treat and beauty to behold. Array of furniture ranging from sofas, center tables, beds, wardrobes, mattresses, TV stands, dining tables, office tables and chairs, rugs, carpet, flower vest, and everything that you need to fix a modern office or home in antique or modern designs. Walk into Reagan Electronics and Furniture and you will see some of the most beautiful furniture in the world waiting to be yours. Go to 62 Akwa Road, Uyo, or call Reagan Electronics and Furniture on 0806 841 3700 or log on to www.reagan.ng.
Reagan Electronics and Furniture.
Hallelujah, Hosanna. Praise the Lord. Joy to the world. Our Lord has come. The earth receive her King. King Jesus must be celebrated every day because he isn't a seasonal king. He is King of kings and Lord of lords, the one and only landlord. Obonganyong Yang Yisong, the only creator. It is written, if any man love not the Lord Jesus my Christ, let him be anathema, cursed. 1 Corinthians 16 verse 22. He is God forever. He controls all creation. Arise, let us adore him, worship him in spirit and in truth from now. Then life more abundant is yours forever. Happy new life. Shalom. Akemini Ubongo Basi Abraham, prophetic voice of redemption. To God be the glory.
Locked in core values. Planet 101.1 FM, Uyo.
Okay. Good morning and welcome once again to the People's Parliament live on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. And my name is UIMM, Madam Speaker of Plenary, and I am looking at the social media post this morning, and the comment section is already boiling over with conversations from the matters of discourse on Plenary. Of course, we're asking, is PDP in Akwa Ibom State bouncing back? Is there going to be a continuation of the winning streak for the PDP here in Akwa Ibom State? And there's all kinds of reactions already. Samuel Ebong says, remove that so-called chairman if you need the party to move forward. He has been using the party to gamble with the governor, informing him every move of the party and pretend to be loyal to the party. Okay, Akwa Ibomites parliamentarians are talking about the issue this morning. Samuel Ebong is saying, remove that chairman if you want anything good to come out of this, your renewed, what will I call it? I want to call it renewed hope agenda. But, a new day. Someone, Abraham, it says, I beg you, it's a complete dead party. Some people will beg to differ. Right, this morning we're going to hit the ground running real quick as we have conversation. Of course, remember plenary motions today. We're looking at the PDP in Akwa Ibom State. Stakeholders have moved to reignite the party's spirit in Akwa Ibom, and NAF has gained strategic foothold in the Gulf of Guinea because Akwa Ibom has handed over the Eket airstrip to the Nigerian Air Force. And then there is this political prophecy for 2031. Hey, I don't know how to feel about this, but I will reel up the detail to you, parliamentarians, and I will allow you to be the judge. So I do hope that you have your phones ready to engage the conversation this morning. But let's go to the Nigerian Air Force matter this morning. Of course, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, who was, who received the transfer of the Eket airstrip to the Nigerian Air Force by the Akwa Ibom State government, has described this as a strategic masterstroke that will significantly strengthen Nigeria's air power projection within the Gulf of Guinea. Of course, he's saying that the region is rising in the geopolitical and economic interest on ground, and this is a good one for the Nigerian Air Force at this time. And for me, it feels nostalgic because the governor of Akwa Ibom State had recently spoken about the lack of active presence of the Nigerian Air Force here in Akwa Ibom. So now that the Nigerian Air Force does have the Eket airstrip, it means that they will have more presence to be able to carry out air security activities and several other responsibilities within their purview. Now having that particular airstrip. Now, of course, they paid a courtesy visit to the Governor Pastor Moino, yesterday here in Akwa Ibom. Of course, they said the strategic location of the Eket airstrip would enable sustained intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance operations, and this is really going to help the Nigerian Air Force at this time. Now, the facility would enhance rapid response capability by the Nigerian Air Force, especially in the face of emerging threats and security challenges. So this will definitely be a reinforcement of the federal government's drive towards shared prosperity and national resilience. And a lot of Akwa Ibomites continue to commend the governor for the pragmatic ways that he has positioned Akwa Ibom to be relevant, especially where national discourse is concerned. Because imagine that the Nigerian Air Force now has an airstrip here in Akwa Ibom, so it constantly brings Akwa Ibom up the charts when there is a conversation where security is concerned. And of course, our leaning to the coastline and all of the activities that happen here, we actually needed something like this. So of course, we have to look at the successes and the gains of these airstrips now given to the Nigerian Air Force for the Akwa Ibom people. Of course, a proactive stance by the governor on national security and infrastructure development. Of course, these collaborations would definitely help us to go far as a people. Now, there's been a reassurance to the governor that the Nigerian Air Force commitment to the safety and welfare of all Nigerians, including those of us residing in Akwa Ibom, will remain resolute. They will remain resolute in their mission to secure Nigeria from the air. I should say this is a big congratulations to Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom has done well. The governor has done well. This is a remarkable stride. Instead of just leaving the airstrip to wilt away and some private individuals who have access begin to use it, but with this there is more this is a better use for the airstrip at this time. Okay, we do have Francis Ede joining us this morning virtually, and we will be pushing the conversation with him. Good morning. I would say, Mr. Speaker, good to have you on the People's Parliament.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. Let me start by saying a big congratulations. You're doing quite an amazing job. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you so much.
Parliamentarians.
Good morning. Good to hear your voice. I'm sure that so many parliamentarians would be excited, just hearing your voice this morning and the contributions that we are bringing to the conversation this morning. Okay, several things to talk about, but PDP in Akwa Ibom seems to be gathering momentum. There seems to be a re-emergence or a regathering of, they're not prodigal sons, because these ones are the ones who decided that they were not going to move away from the PDP, as it were. They are the remnants left of the PDP, and they're saying we're about to get some work done to make sure that we have pushed, we reignite the spirit of PDP in the state. What are your thoughts?
Well, Madam Speaker, dating back to when the elections 2023 happened, the swearing of the governor, Pastor Moino, who before then was the PDP gubernatorial candidate, all the way down to after the elections, the Senate President emergence. Remember what happened when the governor led the delegation to personally congratulate the Senate President himself, a former governor of the state. There were speculations that there is that likelihood of the governor cross-carpeting to the APC. And then as the romance continued, the projections or the suggestions became a lot more pronounced within the Akwa Ibom community. So it was not a surprising move when His Excellency Governor Pastor Moino finally decided he was going over to the APC. Now, another thing that was also expected was that all the stakeholders within the PDP were not going to move with the governor. And that is why we're seeing what we now call the remnant of the PDP staying back within the People's Democratic Party. Now, to lay the groundwork, some of the comments coming from the PDP just within the last couple of days in reaction to the governor's defection, we have to go all the way down to the era of Nsima Ekere, who lost to the then governor Emmanuel in 2015 and then cross-carpeted to the APC. The question we are asking is, can the PDP bounce back and win elections? Now, Nsima Ekere cross-carpeted, and there was so much talk about the fact that his cross-carpeting was going to cost the PDP the gubernatorial seat in Akwa Ibom State. But that did not happen. Now, fast forward to where Governor, the uncommon, cross-carpeting that was talked about in Akwa Ibom State into the APC. The APC also had in mind that they were going to win the state seat during that election. As a matter of fact, when the Senate President cross-carpeted to the APC, he had said his alignment with the APC was in the interest of the state and, of course, instead of the South-South region. But we all know how that election turned out, okay? So coming down to 2023 again, during the election we saw massive cross-carpeting, the likes of Dr. Abed leaving the PDP to the YPP, and of course the attendant effect of that. The question still comes down to, did Basti Albert win the state during the just concluded election? Yes, he was one of the biggest performers, came second in the election, but still did not win. Now we're talking about the sitting governor cross-carpeting to the APC. Now, for us to even look at the possibility of the PDP, Madam Speaker, let's get back to how His Excellency Governor Pastor Moino emerged as candidate of the party. It was through the instrumentality of the then governor Emmanuel, okay? And now there were key contenders, Basi Albert and Onofi of Liu, who now sees himself as a private citizen. And you would recall that it took the intervention of the Akwa Ibom bill for Onofi of Liu to step
Okay, we seem to be having some network breach right there. Well, hopefully it buffers and gets us back in line to have the conversation. Okay, of course, we're still speaking to Francis Edet this morning, and he's joining us virtually, and we're looking at the trajectory of Akwa Ibom since coming to PDP. Now, you remember that the PDP has been the only party that has actually led Akwa Ibom in its, several decades of democracy. Now you're looking at there was a recent meeting that had the National Legal Advisor of the People's Democratic Party, Emmanuel Enoydem's son. Of course, we look at the likes of the party chairman of the PDP, Right Honorable Elder Karakpan. We had Onofiok Lake in attendance, private citizen Onofiok Lake, Right Honorable Onofiok Lake, former Speaker of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly and ex-member of the House of Representatives. We also had Comrade Iniyeme Mobong, immediate past commissioner for special Special Duties, Prince Chris Abasieyo, former Commissioner for Information, Aneka Mefimba was part of that particular stakeholders meeting, former Special Assistant to the Governor. We also had Borono Basse, immediate past State Publicity Secretary to the PDP. All of these gallant men of the PDP were part of this stakeholders meeting that just happened. But Francis is taking us, back. You need to